Talk about setting yourself on fire, Abe. Here you got a young man, 34 years old. Well, now you're guilty, you cocksucker, and you're looking at 20 years in a federal pound you in the butthole prison. So he'll probably like it in there. Weird, Abe. Weird. Portland Antifa tard terrorist pleads guilty to arson attack on ICE facility. Faces up to 20 years. 20 years. Because this is all the difference in the world, right? Now that Donald Trump is in office, these attacks on these federal bills, you guys are getting federally charged. You're federally charged. They've been so used to just setting these places on fire because the local PD was like, yeah, we're not going to arrest anybody. Yeah, go ahead and keep setting stuff on fire. I guess it's fine. But now there's a new sheriff in town, and they'll grab your goofy ass, and they'll hit you with federal charges. And they got you dead to rights. I mean, you could go ahead and say that you're innocent or not guilty, but yeah, no, you're guilty as hell. Allegedly, of course. There you go. Defendant was captured on surveillance video lighting a flare and throwing it into a barricade consisting of objects and debris, which resulted in a large fire. No, it didn't. First of all, it wasn't a large fire. I don't give a damn, by the way. Large fire, small fire, fires that climb on rocks, even fires with chicken pox. I don't care. If it was a tiny fire, a fire for ants, federal fucking prison, 20 years, yes, because you're a terrorist. The whole lot of you goofy weirdos over here, you're all gender mutilated weirdos who are setting stuff on fire because you're crazy. Everybody who's sane wants the border enforced. And you're going to set shit on fire? Go to hell. Here's the fire button. It burned like 3 wires over here. It was so small, but I don't care. Again, the size of the fire, who cares? Look at that. I don't care. The fact that you set a federal building on fire as a terrorist is the problem. The act of terrorism. Even if you threw the flare and it hit the ground and it sputtered out, I still want you arrested and facing 20 years. Yeah, because you're a terrorist. That's why, idiot. Incident occurred on June 11th, according to the FBI affidavit. Barker over here, who's 34. Idiot's he's looking at 20 years. 34 years old. For what? For some Reddit clout? He was among a group of rioters, don't call them protesters, PM, who erected a barricade in front of the ICE facility gate. The defendant was captured on surveillance, igniting a flare, throwing it into the barricade consisting of objects and debris, which resulted in a large fire. Yeah, so that's how you're not a protester when you try to burn down a federal facility that's full of people, by the way. Hey, numbnuts. There's illegal aliens in there. They don't care. Antifa tards are the ones, they shot up an ICE facility. They killed 2 illegal aliens while trying to shoot at ICE. Idiots. Yeah. Illegal aliens should be very, very concerned about their ally than Antifa. But, there you go. Yeah. There's really no damage over here, but the damage isn't the point. It's not the point. You can't let people build barricades and then set them on fire at your federal facilities or your 7-Elevens, man. I don't care what it is. Yeah. So, this dumb idiot, the defendant joins more than 30 other rioters and terrorists who have been charged by President Donald Trump's Department of Justice with serious offenses committed at the Portland ICE facility since June 7th, when a 24 Antifa-affiliated anti-ICE occupation was created outside the ICE building. So, there you go. There you go. You idiots are now being charged with federal offenses. When Donald Trump had his first term, remember, it was the federal court building in, I think it was Portland, and they were attacking it for like 100 straight nights. They were trying to set the building on fire. It was insane. They wouldn't arrest any of those idiots. And his Department of Justice back then wouldn't charge any of these idiots federally. It was wild. And this is why you've seen this kind of toned down over here. Even these mentally ill piss goblins have gotten the message. They're like, oh, some of our comrades, they're facing actual time. Yeah. Yeah. So now you have people that are, they're walking around the Portland ICE facility. And when Antifa runs up there and starts getting violent with them, you'll hear the other Antifa members go, no, don't do that, don't do it. Yeah. They're actually being reined in. They got a ways to go, and I'm not saying that they're not violent. They're still violent meth heads. They're a bunch of fucking weirdo degenerates. But instead of it getting worse, instead of them getting more violent, actually, surprise to nobody, actually arresting these fuckers and then charging them with federal crimes, it extinguishes it over a long enough period. We got a ways to go. But arrest more of these terrorists. Yeah, more 20-year sentences. And none of these idiots will even be hanging out outside the place. Great. Then we can get back to the job at hand, carrying out the will of the electorate and enforcing our border. Oh my God, that's how Hitler started. Shut up. But there you have, boys. 20, you face it 20 years, you dumb fucker. What an idiot. You threw a flare at a federal building. And you're like, I can throw a flare at a federal building because nothing's happened to me before. Wrong.
Fuck you.
There's a new sheriff in town, and now you're looking at 20 years. Idiot. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Supporting the crazy channel. You kept up to date with Antifa tards. Finding out, hit the subscribe button and make way, because the salt must flow.